Well, today marks exactly 11 years since former Faith Republican President my coach Sata died. And as a result of that, there was a memorial service that took place just a couple of hours ago, obviously led by the Patriotic Front. As you remember, as of last year, during the 10th memorial anniversary, there were two sides. One side of the UPND government, and which had the former First Lady Christine Kaseba and most of the children, while the Patriotic Front organized their own version at the Cathedral of the Child Jesus, the one that's next to the United Nations, and the family did not attend that one, so there was that issue. But today's event, only the Patriotic Front version took place, and these are the images that you can see there. And the family was present. The man that you see on screen on the far top right, that's should be Mlenga Sata, Michael Sata's son, the late president son. So those are some of the images that were there. You could see our former Republican Vice President Inonge Wina, and also served in Michael Sata's cabinet, and then later on became Vice President in Edgar Shagalungu's government. So those are the images posted by the Patriotic Front. Where's the memorial church service that was announced by Emmanuel Mwamba and the PF earlier on. What is Harika about this to say about the memorial services? I received the call just after 23 hours, and on the 28th of October 2014, from then acting President Edgar Lungu, informing me that, of the demise of our President Sata. I could hear Edgar sobbing from the other end of the line. I asked him if he had informed Guy Scott, then Vice President, about the same. He answered in the negative. I'm calling, he's not picking my calls. He explained. I immediately called Guy, as we found they called him, and asked if he could, if he was aware of the development. He answered yes, and immediately sought my opinion on how we should proceed. I was later to be given the honor by Guy Scott to travel to London as leader of the delegation to bring home the remains of our fallen president. The delegation included late Minister of Finance, Alexander Chkwanda, then Chiefs and Traditional Affairs Minister Inonge Wina, who later became the Vice President in Edgar Chagalungu's cabinet. Community Development Minister Jean Kapata, and officials from Foreign Affairs. Every year, as we celebrate the passing to glory, I know with gratitude that Mr. Sata introduced me to the nation, to national politics, and brought the world closer to me. So that's Harika about remembering and honoring Michael Sata for his contribution as he pays tribute towards the memorial service that took place a couple of hours ago. And obviously the PF was recording how the Bishop Ali Banda was blocked. If you remember that fracas that happened during the 10th memorial service. And these are some of the images that came from there. So you could see that's Mlenga Sata. You could see Nonge Wina, part of the event, given Luwinda. And then obviously that was a picture of Michael Sata at the same event. People have been celebrating the former vice president's hair because she's never rocked her grays like this. So people, it has drawn a lot of people's attention pretty much. Like, yo, she looks beautiful in that. So some of the images from the church procession and the members of the Patriotic Front. So they did both. They went to Embassy Park, where you'll find the mausoleum of Michael Sata and a number of other presidents, and also the service at the Child Jesus, the Catholic Church. And diggers, citizens film as Hakainde Hichilema refutes claim that he cancelled the Independence Eve prayer. It wasn't me. So there's been this back and forth with regard to what happened to Standing in the Gap event that was organized by Reverend Sunday Sinyangwe. It was cancelled by the police, and then obviously different reaction from different sections of society. has ensued a conversation. And obviously, Chief Tayari, for him, he was like for the idea that, hey, it was right for it to be cancelled. Some of these events, according to him, are just political platforms. That's Chief Tayari's opinion. But anyway, State House released that press release that you see on screen by Kaison Masaka, that's a chief communications specialist from State House, simply saying the president had nothing to do with it and investigations are ongoing. But as a result of those investigations, people have been calling to say, okay, fine, if in as much as you're doing the investigations, who has been punished so far? What are the findings? They want some heads to roll, pretty much. That's one section of society. And then Chief Petali also says President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND are unmatched politically, economically. Like pretty much President Hakainde Hichilema has won the 2026 elections. He has no opposition, according to Chief Petali. And then obviously in the comment section, someone commented to say, saying if you are playing Tayari, even if the UPND loses power next year, you won't come back. So simply saying, hey, play your cards right. You might be gambling with a sinking government here, and you will not be able to return to Zambia if you keep at what you're doing. To which Tayari responded to say, I have better chances of coming back to your Zambia if United Party for National Development that wins than otherwise. So he simply says he stands a better chance of returning to Zambia under the UPND. What is standing in the gap event? Were notified a day before there was no police raid on the OIDC event. So Tabokawana Minister, PS in the Ministry of Information simply said, hey, there was information that was communicated to the leadership of that overnight prayer meeting. So government has noted, according to the Ministry of Information and Media's communication, so they say government has noted with great concern the misinformation being spread on social media suggesting that the Zambia Police Service stormed the prayer gathering to disperse worshippers at Olympic Youth Development Center, OIDC, on the night of Thursday, 23rd October 2025. The correct position is that there was no police deployment or presence at the event. The congregants were addressed and dispersed by the organizers of the event with no police assistance. So that's according to Tabokawana there. And obviously the Patriotic Front keeps on jabbing at the situation. They attach Pastor Sanders Nyangwe, the one on the right, and Nevas Mumba's picture. They say, so Nevas Mumba, if Hakainde Hichilema did not disperse prayer rally, who did? They ask, considering he's the top boss both in the police and the military, and also he's a commander-in-chief pretty much. Have they been punished? That's according to the PF, trying to find out. Okay, fine, if the government says there's no hand in this, then who has been punished as a result of what happened? While some of us are running away from prison, given that he's begging for it, but when he goes in, he will start complaining of injustice, sickness, and inhumane treatment. So according to Chief Tayari there, he goes on to say, according to the UPND, the same Patriotic Front Secretary General Raphael Nakashinda to start his 18-month prison sentence as High Court upholds his conviction by the Magistrate Court for alleging that President Hichilema was meeting judges to direct them on judgments. So that's what Raphael Nakashinda has been imprisoned for. What is the Electoral Commission of Zambia records more women than men in voter registration exercise. So that's an update. As you may be aware, voter registration is ongoing right at the moment. So that's those are the statistics. So early numbers from the Electoral Commission of Zambia, phase 1 and phase 2 voter registration exercise have shown that that women are increasingly taking the lead in registering as voters, highlighting the strong growing engagement of women in the country's electoral process. And then the Electoral Commission of Zambia CEO Brown Kasalo has reviewed that Copperbelt province has recorded the highest number of new voter registration in phase 2, and those are statistics, 31,000 voters, while Mchinga province has registered the lowest with 8,000 there. Mass newspaper says the Mendocrats we are being ruled by liars. That's according to Mlinga Kapwepwe, daughter to former should have been Vice President Simon Masaka Kapwepwe there. referring to the UPND leadership now, according to the mass newspaper there. It stands for economic freedom. Hakainde Hichilema president implores Zambians to always seek peace as catalyst. That's in the Daily Mail. Newsday say, we are not targeting opponents for arrest. They committed crimes. That's according to Jack Mwimbu there, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Home Affairs. What else is in the news? The papers. It says free education to be law. Government to enact law to reinforce free education policy. And then they're under pressure. United Party for National Development, UPND, doing wrong things to remain in power, so Mkandila says there. And that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. Have a beautiful day.